As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period.
Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years that told him that. When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hands.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule.
If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Melissa Clancy is suing Bill Bruni in the amount of $1,600. Ms. Clancy claims she hired Mr. Bruni to create a wintry, snowy yard for her elderly mother and says the neighborhood kids ruined it because the defendant failed to stand guard.
Ms. Clancy, you're suing Mr. Bruni for negligence in the amount of $1,600. And this has to do with an agreement for a snowdrop in your yard?
Yes.
And sir, you own this company?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do?
We create snow and we deliver to homes.
Right. How do you create the snow?
We have a big freezer in our plant, and we start off with a big block of ice, 300-pound block of ice, and we put it on the truck. And then we go to the site, and then we grind it up with a grinder, and we kind of hose it into wherever they want it.
So you came up with the idea that you wanted to have some snow in the yard?
Recently, my mom, who's 80 years old, she moved in with me from New York. We're from New York. I had to have her come here because she really can't stay by herself anymore. So I wanted to do something special for her birthday. And, you know, having some snow, you know, around Christmas time was going to be a special moment for her.
So what is it that you envisioned for this thing?
So my whole plan, which I did share with Bill, was that I was going to take my mom to lunch at 12 o'clock, and then we would be there by 2 o'clock so that
what was supposed to happen at 2?
That the snow was going to, you know, cover the whole yard.
So the agreement was that at 2 o'clock, when her mother got back, the yard would have been covered in snow?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
How long does the snow last?
Well, on this day, it was a cloudy day. It probably lasts 4 hours, 5 hours.
Oh,
if it's a sunny day, a lot less.
Right. So your mother's 80.
Yeah.
And you're going to put this ice out, this snow out, and then she's supposed to do what?
I mean, for her, you know, she walks really slow. Like, she can't really play in it, you know, just to see everything.
Just a vision of the snow.
Just a vision of pristine.
No lights, no Christmas trees lit up, and
just
nothing.
a blanket of snow.
Right. It doesn't seem like it's just that cinematic to me for an 80-year-old.
Well, there's kids in the neighborhood, so, you know, I thought, like, after she sees the snow...
Oh, maybe you invite the children over. See, she would have enjoyed something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to cover the yard?
A little less than an hour.
It takes that. How big a yard is this?
It was just a kind of a normal middle-class yard.
You have a picture of the front yard?
Yes, I do have a picture of the
with the snow on it?
Yes. Well, one corner is kind of
Do you have pictures? When you put the snow down, did you take pictures?
Yes.
Can I see your pictures?
Yes.
Let me see that picture, please, Chris. So you said it takes about an hour and a half? It took you about
more like an hour if we hustle.
About an hour to do this. Did you have a written contract with the plaintiff?
Yes.
Okay, do I have that?
No.
You didn't bring it? Do you have it?
Yeah, this is the text message.
Well, tell me in the text, what did he say?
So the text message is that he would be there at 2 o'clock. It says, great, see you tomorrow. We'll be back at 2 p.m. because I told him we would be back at 10.
Right.
He says, okay, I'll see you then. I have a credit card slip for you to sign.
Okay, so 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
A little before 1.
You show up at 2 o'clock, and what happened?
Well, I showed up at 2:15, unfortunately, because my mom, I didn't realize she was going to walk so slow.
Right. How long has she been living with you?
She's been with me for about 6 months now.
Right. But you didn't know she walked slow?
Not that slow, you know, and...
How you didn't know your mom? Well, my mama lived with me, and everybody knew that my mama walked slow.
I know, but we didn't usually go out to dinner. She had a couple glasses of wine.
It was lunch. Oh, and then you gave her the wine?
Yeah, she likes wine.
Maybe that might have contributed to Mom slowing down that day?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get back at 9:15.
2:15.
I'm sorry, you get back at 2:15 and?
And he's gone. He's gone. And all the neighborhood kids, which you know, I expected them to be excited about the
Right,
snow, but I
right.
wanted her to see it first. Now it's like they're all over the yard.
Right.
They're making snow angels. They're
Right.
snowing. It's like
But isn't that what
slush.
she would have seen in New York?
Well,
What,
you
on
get
the
to see
snow?
you get to see all the pretty stuff.
You
look
only
at
get
the-
to see that if you got up early enough in the morning before anything walked across it and children played
Yeah.
in it. That's why you get up early to see the fresh snow.
Yeah.
Or you get there on time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
you didn't do that.
No,
So
I know.
how bad was the scene? Is that this picture that I haven't looked at yet?
Well, yeah, but that's just one corner of it.
Right.
You know, they were like snowy. and,
This
you know,
after picture doesn't look that bad. It's
Yeah.
still snow.
Yeah,
But the
it's,
children were playing in it at the time.
yeah.
So I don't understand what you're upset about. It's still snow. It just got walked over.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
If he had called me and said, "Hey, I've got to go,"
Right.
I could have called one of the neighbors
But
and
did
said, "Hey,
did he ever say, I'm going to just wait for you?
yes."
And later,
Okay, so then what went wrong?
So I'm on the top floor.
Okay.
And I have students that come into the living room. I teach them. One afternoon, rain was coming through right after the storm. So there was water.
So this rain is coming in. Did it cause some damage?
It did.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Melissa Clancy, who is suing Bill Bruni for negligence.
What did she say when she saw it?
So she thought it was cute, you know, with the kids, and she was kind and everything, but
Right.
I just wanted her to have that visual of the calm and the beautiful snow.
Yeah, but she
And
had a
then-
vision that she was happy with. She didn't just say, oh my God, look at this junk you got in the yard. Get me inside.
Yeah, but if he had stayed like he said he was going to,
Right. But he did.
they wouldn't have gone
But he
into the
stayed
yard.
till 2 o'clock was the agreement, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, and I thought he
stayed
was
5
going to be
minutes.
there.
And if you were going to be late, why didn't you call him and tell him
I was
that?
I was already in the car. I didn't want to pull over and make us later. There's no way I could have my mom send a text message because she
Right.
can't.
Yeah, but you knew that this is snow and it could
I
melt and
know.
all of that. You knew you had a neighborhood
Well, I knew
full
we
of
had
children.
time, but I didn't think. I thought they were going to be there. So as long as there were adults there,
Right.
or if he had called me and said, "Hey, I've got to go,"
Right.
I could have called one of the neighbors
But
and
did
said, "Hey."
did he ever say, I'm going to just wait for you?
Yes, he says, "Okay, we'll see you there. I'll have credit card slip ready
Right.
for you to sign."
At 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
not 2:15?
Yeah, but
And then what would have been unreasonable? 2:30? 2:45?
Well, yeah.
At 3 o'clock?
I mean,
I give everybody 15 minutes to be late.
Yeah.
Absolutely 15
Yeah,
minutes
it's
and then
LA,
I'm gone.
you know, it's
But
LA.
that's me.
Yeah.
You don't give anybody time to be a little late?
Well, I did give her 5 minutes, and I have a busy schedule that
Right.
day. I had to get ready for the next delivery.
Okay,
which
so
means
you have
coming
to go
back
back to the plant?
I have to go back to the plant, get the
fill
block
up
of ice,
again,
put it in the
bring
freezer.
it, right, oh, okay. So how many?
Make sure the guys get lunch. You know,
Right. Well, they should have had lunch by that time.
well,
Yeah,
they were
it's 2 o'clock.
They were going to get lunch after this
After
delivery
that, oh, I see. And then you still had to go back and get more ice.
and drive to the next one.
But if I knew he was
You know
gonna,
what? What are your damages? That's the thing that people don't think about. They think they could just sue.
Yeah.
You don't just sue. You got to say, this is how I was damaged, and that's why I'm asking for this money.
Well, it wasn't.
What's the damage?
I was expecting to have a blanket of snow
Right,
over
you
my
got it.
yard and
You
home
got it.
without it being tromped on yet by
right.
the
But
kids.
what are your damages? How have you been harmed?
The magical experience
It was
that he's
magical to see
selling,
children who had never seen snow before in their lives
Yep.
so enthralled.
but not to my mom.
Is she here to tell me how disappointed she was?
No, she's in the hospital right now.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But you told me that your mother did like it. Do you remember
Well, she
telling
was
me?
kind and, said, well, that's lovely. The
Right.
children enjoyed it.
Right.
But, that's sort of
She
an
wasn't going to enjoy it.
Well, just
I mean, maybe
saying it.
this wasn't the right thing to have done for Mom.
But
I mean, because I don't know what you're expecting. Yeah, again, thinking about my mother, thinking about my grandmother. You know what? Either one of them would have said, oh, that's so nice. Let's get inside now.
Right,
I
well,
mean,
yeah.
that's like all you would have gotten out of most elderly people.
Right. So to have it nice and then have the kids play in it, you know, she would have gotten the full experience.
Right.
I mean, he's not just dumping, you know, sand and leaving.
Right.
He's selling an experience.
No, he sold you snow. You
I
sold
thought,
experience.
I thought he was
sold
going to
you
be
snow.
there.
He wasn't promising you an experience. He promised you snow on the ground. At 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, snow was on the ground.
Yeah, but then he said he was going to be there. If I had known he was going to leave.
You must have thought about it because you said, I wish I could have pulled over to call the sales.
Yeah, but I could. So I was just trying to get there as fast as I could.
You obviously considered the possibility that if I don't get there, he's going to leave, and he did.
No, I really didn't think he was going to leave because I still had to sign the credit card receipt. He hadn't been paid yet.
You said to me earlier in your testimony that you would have pulled over to call to tell him, wait, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So you must have thought it's a possibility I'm going to miss him.
No, I didn't think because he was going to be waiting there for me to sign. Yeah, for me to sign the credit card.
Again. I'm really getting ready to go.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that you couldn't see that you gave your mother the experience. You gave her experience. You gave her more. It was more for the children to be there. It would have been for me. It would have been for me to see all the children in the neighborhood, and I gave everybody an experience. Children who had never seen snow. My mother's getting a chance to see snow. I took her out for a great lunch. I gave her wine. I mean, it was a magical day. It's your perception of it. Maybe that's the problem, is that you missed the magic.
But Your Honor.
And this feels magical to me, even with the footprints in it, to me. Because guess what? I live in Miami. And so this would have been magical if I had seen this in the yard. So I don't think you proved your case. I don't think you've proven to me that you've been damaged by what happened. And I'm wishing you the best with your mother in the hospital. I'm sorry she's in the hospital. I know that's tough. You have Godspeed there. And I'm ready to rule judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I'm glad it turned out this way, but I don't have any hard feelings, but I really appreciate the verdict. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't agree with it. I mean, I wasn't selling, and I didn't buy an experience for the children. That was like the afterthought. It was for my mom.
Coming up.
Your insurance paid for all your damage.
Well, I don't believe they did, honestly. I had some pretty nice vintage guitars.
Right.
They gave me, don't laugh, $40.
No.
Yep.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Jackson Glasby is suing Ronald Kurn in the amount of $1,500. Mr. Glasby claims he canceled guitar lessons in his apartment when his roof leaked during a rainstorm and says the defendant owes for his loss of income.
Mr. Glasby, you're suing Mr. Kurn for $1,500 for lost wages?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I've done music for a living for 20 years, 20 plus years.
Oh, okay. We living in the same building, or?
He's my landlord.
Oh, he's your landlord?
Yes, he owns the building that I rent from.
Okay, so then what went wrong?
So I'm on the top floor.
Okay.
And I have students that come into the living room. I teach them. One afternoon, rain was coming through right after the storm. So there was water. And
So there was a roof leak, maybe?
Oh, yes, there was a roof leak.
Okay,
yes.
Did it cause some damage?
It did. I have pictures of the damage. I have video.
Okay, let me see what you got. It was like a torrential rainstorm?
Yeah, it was that Chicago rainstorm back in January. Mm-hmm. And incident occurred on the following.
Oh, wow. This is what happened to your place here?
Yep.
Yeah, what wages are you talking about?
Students. I had to cancel 8 lessons.
You're only suing for lost wages. You're not suing for any property damage.
I have property insurance, Your Honor.
Okay, renter's insurance.
Renter's insurance.
Okay. Yeah, your insurance paid for all your damage.
Well, I don't believe they did, honestly. I had some pretty nice vintage guitars.
Right.
They gave me, don't laugh, $40.
No.
Yep. I throw my hands up in the air, Your Honor, and I go.
Are these the guitars?
Yes, those are my guitars. Guitars don't do well in humidity.
Okay.
And right now, the little knobs on the right side, I can't turn them.
Okay, but that humidity is because of what?
That's from the moisture that came in from the ceiling.
Right, but why didn't you try to take those guitars down and put them somewhere else?
I did after the fact, Your Honor.
But what were you doing during the fact?
I was trying to get out of my apartment and go to my brother's house.
If it was this type of rain you're describing, is this the type of rain where people cancel?
My place was inhabitable.
Couldn't you have rescheduled those classes?
3 of my students were going to be away. They're college students.
Okay. When did you get a chance to call them? You didn't even have time to stop and grab those guitars, but you had enough time to call these people to talk to them about the classes?
I left them messages.
My guitars would have been more important to me than the students, but you couldn't grab your guitar.
Coming up,
Would you think the landlord was expecting it to happen? Did he keep the property in poor condition? Don't start making up stuff.
you're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Jackson Glasby, who is suing Ronald Kurn for lost wages.
What do you have to say about this?
Mr. Jackson, I feel for the fact that he's lost some income for that.
Right.
The house in Wilmette is zoned R2, which is a residential building.
Right.
And I don't have any problem with him making a few dollars doing things
right.
out of his home.
Right.
But he's conflating the issue of his loss of property, which was covered under insurance. And on February 5th, I have the the text message exchange.
Let me hear the exchange.
He says, hello, Ronald, I need to schedule a time for your contractor to fix the leak in my ceiling. What time can they repair it? Hi, Jackson. I can schedule this repair as soon as possible once the storm subsides. It's been a huge inconvenience for me. I had to cancel my guitar lessons with clients today.
Right.
And I said, I understand and will schedule the repairs as soon as the storm. So I was trying to be empathetic and responsible.
So the roof collapses on Monday.
The following day.
And the next day you had it repaired.
Correct.
What else could you have asked? Let me see what he's got. What else could you have expected from him?
I didn't know the roof was in such disarray.
But apparently it wasn't in disarray. It was only 10 years old.
No, but I mean, I wasn't expecting, Your Honor, that to happen.
Right. But did he keep the property in poor condition?
Don't
start making up stuff.
I'm not going.
Did he keep the property in good condition?
Yes.
Right? You
Yeah.
never complain like, oh my God, this dump. You're not fixing this.
No.
You're not fixing that.
No.
And when this happened, he had it fixed the very next day.
Yeah.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
You were really being given the opportunity to have these lessons in your apartment because he agreed to that. I think it was outside the scope of what was reasonable for him to cover in this circumstance. He covered what a landlord should have covered. And if you didn't have insurance, he was probably going to have to cover your losses. I mean, if you were here suing him, so you'd have been better off suing for some of the losses. But no, to sue because of these kids, I don't even know if they couldn't make it, if they were even going to make it that day, if he knew that they were coming. I think that you failed to prove that to me by preponderance of the evidence. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you both.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I think Judge Karen was fair, and I appreciate her judgment.
Thank you. Disappointed. I'm disappointed. Yeah, I don't think it was fair.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.